All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, and we're here with Bonnie. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, Bonnie, do you give us permission to use this video on our YouTube channel?
Yeah.
All right, Bonnie, before we get into your background, because I want to hear your life story, this is what it's all about, prevention through awareness. Hopefully someone could relate to your story and learn from you. And you helped me by telling me your story. It's like I'm at an AA meeting because I used to struggle with alcohol. Really bad back in the day. Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, it always is.
Yeah, so what's your current situation? Are you homeless?
Yeah, I live on the street with my boyfriend.
Okay.
We've been on and off the street for like probably 8 years.
So you've been out here for 8 years and you've been with your boyfriend for 8 years?
Well, we were together like, I'm about 8 years, 8.5 years, but I met him because he was a friend of my ex that got beat to death on the corner of Jones and Flamingo.
That's right around here.
It's right there.
Why? What was it?
It was over a pack of cigarettes, a cell phone, and because the guy thought that he stole it and he didn't. It was somebody else, but he beat him to death. And so he was my current boyfriend was friends with him, and so that's how I met him. But we've been together ever since then.
I'm sorry. Did you go to jail?
The guy, yeah, he went to prison, but he's already out again. I don't know.
Why is he out?
I don't know how he's out because he got caught on camera.
Oh.
The whole thing. I don't understand.
Maybe you try to put self-defense in there?
There's no way. My ex was so little and he was giant, so there's no way he could have done self-defense.
I'm so sorry about that. And did you guys get counseling for that? And no treatment?
No, we just sucked it up and we were there for each other.
Okay.
That's about the best you can do out here.
And numbing yourself with medication?
Yeah, with drugs or whatever, you know.
Oh, what kind of drugs are you abusing?
I do meth and, they call them blues right now. Okay. There's really no other name for them.
Okay.
They're the fentanyl blues pills, you know.
How do you survive out here?
I panhandle and I clean I have a few people that I've met panhandling. I clean their houses and I do like yard work for them or, you know, whatever kind of jobs I can scrounge up.
Have you ever worked as a prostitute?
No.
No?
No, I can't do it. I've gotten approached so many times.
You get approached all the time?
It happens all the time, yeah. And I don't know why they must just think because...
Oh, you're an attractive lady.
Because you're homeless and
yeah.
And I try to stay
desperate.
clean. I try staying as clean as I can because I don't think being homeless, you should just... It's an excuse to be dirty, you know? There's still water and soap everywhere. Any
bad experiences with guys approaching you?
Yeah, there's been a couple. I mean, I had to punch one and he backed me into a corner in the dumpster area and like... I think he was going to try raping me, but I was like, if you come near me, I'm going to punch you.
Okay.
And he just kept on coming, and so I hit him in the nose, and he backed off, thank God. I was at 7-Eleven, and some guy asked me, you know, if I wanted to go with him for the night or whatever, and I got so upset and irritated with it because of being approached all the time. It's just like, enough is enough. So I ended up saying, okay, yeah, sure, we can go. Where's your truck? And I ended up robbing him and ended up getting arrested for it and doing like 1.5 years in jail. And just because it's not something for me, you know. It's not. I don't judge people that do it. You know, it's hard out here, so you got to do what you need to do. But I mean, that was worse. I think maybe. I don't know.
Was that the first time you've been in jail?
No, not well for something serious. Yeah. It was like usually petty larceny or possession or something. But yeah, that was my first like serious crime.
Was that a felony?
Yeah, it is.
What was your dreams as a little girl? What did you want to do for a career?
I wanted to be a nurse when I was little. Yeah. I like helping people, and I always tried to take care of, like, I was a home nurse for a long time, and I thought that would lead into becoming a nurse, but yeah, not graduating didn't really help me any.
All right, let's take it back to the beginning. Where were you born?
Here in Las Vegas.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Sin City?
Yeah.
What was it like growing up here?
It was, well, the first part of my childhood was kind of rough because my parents were drug addicts, and so like I had to take care of my brother and sisters, and so, but it's definitely the city that never sleeps. But and then my grandparents took us in, and so then I started to have a childhood a little bit, you know.
How old are you?
35.
35, okay. So you grew up in the 2000s and the 90s?
Yeah, yeah.
What were you listening to?
Like Nelly and Britney Spears, all the
Linkin Park?
yeah, Linkin Park, Christina Aguilera,
Okay.
those kind, that was my little era.
Yeah, Eminem?
I still listen to that.
Yeah. Were you a popular kid in high school?
Yeah,
Were you? You were a cheerleader or anything?
yes, I was.
What high school did you go to?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Any famous people come from Cheyenne?
Famous people?
That you
There's
know?
actually, Jerry Shapiro. He's a UFC fighter now.
You went to Cheyenne?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of famous people went to the
Probably.
high school.
I just don't off the top of my head, but that's
Hey, maybe
one.
you'll be a famous person. What were your hobbies growing up?
Honestly, I liked cleaning and stuff. It's kind of weird to say that because being a kid, you're not supposed to like to clean, but I like to clean. That's what I did to occupy my time and stuff. I was always cleaning my brother's room and cleaning, different.
Well, you're homeless and you look really manicured and everything's in order. You got your backpacks, they're clean.
You'll catch me out there sweeping the dirt, trying to get the trash out, but I'm really sweeping the dirt, so it looks funny. People are like stopping, looking at me like, what the hell is she doing with a broom?
So you said you had a rough upbringing?
Yeah.
Okay, both parents in the home? Huh? Was both parents in the home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until I was 18 and my
18.
dad committed suicide.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Was he going through some things?
He was just, but they used heroin and he just always said he was in pain or something. He had hepatitis C. And so I don't know if that was only it or what, but he just kept saying he was in pain and then he kept just threatening to do it. Yeah. And he didn't do it, and then boom, he did it. So.
Were you close to him?
A little bit, yeah. He taught me how to survive. Like out here, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have been able to survive without the stuff that he taught me because he taught me how to take care of myself and how to fight and stuff,
Was there anyone nurturing in your life growing up?
My grandma.
Is she still alive?
No.
Okay. She kind of.
I wouldn't be out here if she was. She would have taken me. She would have taken me, and she wouldn't have let me be out here.
Can someone take you in now? Do you have any relatives?
My mom has a place across town, but the Help of Southern Nevada got her a place. Okay. And the rules are nobody's allowed over there to visit, nobody's allowed over there to live or anything. So I can't even visit her. Like she comes over here and visits us.
Why was she? Did she have issues too with drugs and alcohol? Okay. Was there any abuse growing up by anybody? Were you molested or physically abused?
I was blessed to not get molested as a child.
So do you think there could be something genetic going on with you? That it may be, you might be predisposed to be an addict? Maybe it's in your genes?
I for sure think it's in my genes.
Oh, it's in your genes, okay. Addictive personality maybe? Who else is an addict in your family besides your parents?
My brother. Okay. He's also out here with me.
Oh, okay.
My little sister's like borderline, like she's trying to get help, but she's an addict though, so
Is she on the streets too?
No, she's living with her boyfriend, but if it wasn't for her boyfriend, she would be, so yeah.
All right, when did you first start using drugs?
It was when my dad committed suicide.
Oh, so actually. 18?
Yeah.
That was a triggering event? Before that, you weren't smoking weed or anything? Mm-mm. Oh, wow.
I smoked weed once when I was 16. I coughed my ass off, and I didn't really pick it up until my dad died, and then I started doing it more, and then it is the gateway drug, it really is.
Yeah. Weed? Mm-hmm. That's what I would say, but people really disagree with me.
Oh no, it's absolutely the gateway drug, because it made me curious about other things,
Yeah. What are some fun things you did between your teens and your 30s, like job-wise or anything interesting?
I car modeled, like I said, yeah.
Okay.
For Fantasy Audio.
Is that around here?
No, it's over on Craig.
Okay.
It's just an audio place,
Oh, okay.
And it was fun. I was in a car crew. I had my own little, car. I had a Lancer, Mitsubishi Lancer, and I had stars all down the side and an underglow kit, and I had it all decked out, and I loved it. And my little car crew had like 5 or 6 cars, and we would go to the car shows and everything. I'd put my car in the car show while I was modeling at the same time. It was fun.
Were you using that? Were you using during that time?
That was like really like. I was barely using, but I was using pills, so I was still using. But yeah, that was like the happiest time in my life, though.
Was it?
So I wasn't needing to self-medicate so much.
All right, when was the turning point where it became really bad for you? From casually using pills and having fun to like getting into the really hardcore drugs.
I think it was like the people that I was hanging out with and the people that I was around, and it was my mom's friends, and I started like shooting meth, and that's really what like got me really hardcore into. Then I got curious about shooting heroin, and it just like started, nothing ever, I don't know what really triggered it. It's just one thing after another, just like my life was spiraling out of control. One thing, it just seemed like I couldn't catch a break.
Did you have a regular steady work besides the car modeling?
I was a manager at Walgreens for like 7 years.
While you were using or no?
No, this is before. When my dad died, I was working at Walgreens.
Oh, okay.
And because of that, because when my dad died, I started stealing and shit, and so I lost my job. But I wasn't stealing up until then. I wasn't doing anything. I don't know what made me steal, because I never stole. And after that happened, I just started doing dumb shit, stealing and shit. And I was getting away with it for a long time, and then I got caught. And
do you think if you had a different upbringing, you'd be somewhere else in life?
Absolutely.
How far are you from getting your diploma or like your GED? What do you have to do?
I have to pay like $60 and then take the. I can do it online. I can take the test online. I just have to pay $60. But if you don't pass it, you don't get your money back. So, but that's why I took the pre-test, and I passed it with flying colors. So I just needed to pay for it. So I gotta just pay for it and.
Okay.
Take the GED test. I've already looked into college courses and stuff online because I'm trying to find out about that grant that the government's giving.
There's all kinds of grants out there.
Yeah, for a school, and it can help with housing and stuff. So it can maybe be like my ticket to help me get off the street and get in a normal life.
Were you ever in foster care at all?
Yeah, my grandparents took custody of us, and so did my aunt and uncle. Yeah,
Okay.
I was in foster. I was in the system.
We'll talk about this off camera, but there may be some programs where you can get schooling for free if you were in foster care.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. What's the longest period of sobriety you've had in these last 20 years? 15 years? 18 years?
When I was in jail.
Oh, okay. Can you describe the withdrawals while you're in jail?
Restless, you puke on yourself, you shit on yourself, you're freezing, you're cold, you're irritable. Yeah. It's terrible, dude. And they don't care. They do not care. They're like, you did it to yourself, they're right. I mean, but fuck.
If you see a young person wanting to experiment with drugs because their friends are doing it and they come to you for advice, what would you tell them?
Turn around and walk away. It's about the people that you hang around with. They have a lot to do with what you end up doing, because that was my story. Like, it's a lot to do with the people I was around and everything, because I wanted to be, part of, the group and fit in and everything. And I did what everybody else was doing. And then, everybody is going to make it seem so much cooler than it really is. Yeah. Because they want to drag you down with them.
They do. And you know what? Some can take it and leave it.
Yeah, and I give them mad props.
I'm not one of those people.
I couldn't be one. I wasn't one of the people.
Do you have children?
No.
Okay, so the message for the kids. When someone mentions recovery or thoughts come into your head about recovery, what are the feelings that you get? Do you get anxiety? Do you feel hope? Or what are the feelings? And someone, for example, if your boyfriend says, hey, let's seriously think about recovery, what are the feelings that come into your mind? Are you apprehensive? Are you excited?
Yeah, I get excited. I think what could be.
Yeah. Do you get anxiety too?
Yeah.
What makes you anxious about dropping everything here and going into a rehab?
So I don't like change.
Okay.
I don't like change at all. So I really, me and my boyfriend tried the methadone clinic, and it was it's across town, so we only made it 2 weeks. But I was on the methadone clinic a couple years ago, and I made it for a year. And I wasn't clean though. I was using the whole time I was on the clinic though. So it didn't really. It was
Which one was that? Which clinic?
The Adelson Clinic.
Okay.
It's over on Twain and Maryland Parkway. It's a really good, really good place, and the people there are really good. And it would have worked if I would have just tried, but I wasn't ready apparently. So I stopped going because I just figured that I'm just wasting the whatever.
Where would you like to be in 2 years?
Off the street.
GED?
I was gonna say taking my college courses, and I want to get my GED as soon as possible. I really want to get that because that just for myself, it really messes with me when I think about not finishing high school and how easily I could have finished high school, because I was at the end of my 10th grade year and I dropped out just because nobody told me that it was important. Nobody made me go, so I didn't go. I didn't like waking up in the morning with my alarm clock. So,
Yeah.
and what a reason to not,
So
what
your
a reason.
parent, no one was telling you that school is important. You need to go. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I've always liked the name Bonnie. I think it's because Bonnie and Clyde was one of my favorite movies. What's one of your favorite movies of all time?
I don't know. I love movies. Like I watch Netflix every day.
All right.
That's like one of the things that I do to keep
what's some of
myself
your
sane
movies?
out here.
What's some of your movies that you enjoy? Or shows?
I like The Orange is the New Black. Have you seen that?
No.
It's about a prison. It's about a prison. The girls in prison.
Yeah.
It's pretty graphic, but it's really good.
I heard about it, yeah. You know, a lot of people are doing YouTube channels discussing their experiences on the streets.
No?
Some are very popular. I can show you some. Do you have a smartphone?
Yeah, I have a phone.
You could do that. I'm going to show you. A lot of women are living in their cars and documenting. Yeah. I am actually subscribed to some of those channels.
Really?
Very interesting.
And I mean, it might help me, watching those, it might help me realize that I'm not like by myself in some of the situations that's happened out here. Because a lot of things, you see a lot of stuff, and you go through a lot of stuff out here. You never know what's going to happen. Never.
What's the best thing about your life right now?
My boyfriend.
You want to get married?
No.
You don't want to be married to?
I want to be with him forever. I just don't want to.
Believe in marriage? Okay.
I do believe in marriage. I was married once.
Oh, you were?
And it just didn't work. It wasn't for me.
Why didn't you have any kids?
I was pregnant when I was like 19. It was right after my dad died, so I wasn't ready for it. And the dad was like had a kid he wasn't taking care of already, and didn't want to be. And it was right when I started car modeling and everything. So I really I got an abortion. I just didn't.
Okay.
And then I haven't been able to get pregnant since then. I really love kids and I want kids really bad, but now I don't know if I've messed up. So I don't know.
Hopefully you will get cleaned up, have kids.
That's something that
What's the best thing that anyone has ever done for you?
When somebody gave me when I was panhandling one day, and it was like during Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I was like, we were about to get kicked out, and somebody, like, I swear it was like an angel, because as quickly as they were there, they were gone. And they gave me an envelope, and it had like $3,000 in it. So I was able to. It was the day we were about to get kicked out that night. So, and it was my brother's birthday. So I gave him $500, and then I went and I paid our rent so that we could. It was me, my mom, and my brother, so that we wouldn't get kicked out that night. So it was like 3 days away from Christmas or something. It was
amazing. How long ago was that?
It's like 5 years ago, something like that.
What'd you do with it?
I used most of it for the rent to pay up a couple weeks because we lived in a weekly.
Oh, okay.
And so the rest of it, I bought drugs, I bought food, and I gave my brother $500 for his birthday.
Oh. What's the best thing that you've ever done for anybody?
I've helped my goddaughter. She got molested and by a school bus driver in Las Vegas.
Molested?
Yeah, she got molested, and I don't understand how Vegas can hire this guy. He was wanted in 3 other states for the same thing, touching little kids. And she came to me and she was like, she had a room at my house, and I was ready to take her home at that time, and she was like, I don't want to go home. And I was like, well, why not? And she told me like that Richard was touching her and shit, and she didn't go and tell her mom because her mom was always nodded out. She never really paid attention to her. So she came to me, and I was like, okay, well, I told her she didn't have to worry about it. She never had to see him again. I took her straight to the police station and told them, and I went to court and testified, and she testified, and I drew like a doll on a picture, how Law and Order, this is where I got it from, Law and Order, they draw like a doll and say like, what did the person do, because a child, they can get you for coaching them, and she was only like 5, so because I did that, the cops said that they believed me, they couldn't get me for coaching because they were going to throw the case out, and he would have got away with it again, but he didn't because of the little doll picture I drew, and because I made sure to go through every step to make sure that he went to prison, because I wanted to make sure that he paid for what he did, because she was so precious. I'm proud of myself for following through with that and making sure that she was safe, and I know it made a difference in her life.
I'm sure.
Like now she plays soccer, and I hope she doesn't remember it. I don't know. I would never bring it up to her just in case she does.
You're close still to her?
No, I don't. The people that adopted her doesn't want any of the people in her past, probably because of that reason. So I don't bother her, but I look her up on Facebook and I check on her from time to time. You know.
Yeah.
She was kind of like my daughter. Like she always was at my house. I was always taking her with me and taking care of her because her mom was a junkie. It's nothing but junkies in my life. So.
Yeah. I really feel that you can get clean. You're very smart, and you want kids one day. You're only, what, 35? Yeah.
I feel like my biological clock is ticking, and I'm like, but my boyfriend right now, he doesn't, when I mention kids, like when I see little babies on the TV or something, I'm like, oh my God, look at the little baby. I get like really like, you know, and he doesn't, I don't think he really wants kids. I don't know. And if that's going to be a problem, if that's the case.
You got to talk to him.
I try. It's not like I'm going to give up. I'm not going to stop.
Do you journal? By any chance, do you journal and write? No?
I write down a lot of things, but then I just throw it away.
Oh.
You know? I should, because man, that would be a book.
Yeah, you have an incredible story. Do you have an email by any chance?
Yeah.
What's your email?
bmarinelli777@gmail.com.
Can you spell that?
bmarinelli777@gmail.com.
What's your best childhood memory? Do you have one? Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of, I mean, most of it, no, not really. I mean, it's kind of depressing, but.
So the best time of your life was that time you were modeling, right? Did you meet any cool people, like celebrities, or?
No.
No? Just had fun?
Yeah, I just had fun and took pictures and.
What's the best concert you ever been to?
Lincoln Park. I went to Lincoln Park? Yeah.
Yeah.
To Lincoln Park and Cypress Hill, they were together. When I was like 16.
What's your favorite food?
Yogurt.
Yogurt? Yogurt?
Yeah. I love yogurt and Reese's.
Reese's. What about healthy food? Nutritious?
Yogurt's good. Yogurt's good for you.
Yeah, it is healthy. But what about like a meal? Mexican food, Italian?
I like Mexican food.
Yeah. Everyone likes Mexican food in Vegas.
I like Roberto's.
Roberto's,
Their carne asada fries are so bomb.
I went to a place called Tacos Mexico by the Stratosphere. It's pretty good.
I think it's like a little place like Roberto's, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a very interesting story, and you're going to inspire other people.
I hope so.
You do, because if you read the comments, a lot of our viewers, our wonderful viewers, are also struggling. Yeah, so hopefully we can do an update on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll have some positive news, hopefully.
Right.
And like I said, your story inspires me. I don't get to go to many meetings. I'm a truck driver, you know, so I'm always on the road, but I do try to get to Vegas on the weekends. I love it here, and do interviews, and I'm trying to get to know the community, and maybe I can be a part of the recovery community here in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. I want to look into trucking.
I can help you with that.
I think that would be a good job.
Many family-friendly trucking companies, many. And I, as a matter of fact, I have connections here in Vegas if you're seriously interested.
Yeah, no, me and my boyfriend have been talking about it. I know sometimes, I don't know if you can drive like as a couple together.
You can.
Because I know, me and him were talking about that. I've never been anywhere.
I can provide you some contacts.
Yeah, I definitely want to get that from you.
I just had to get your GED, I think, and everything. You're over 25.
Yeah.
And like I said, felony friendly, many of them. It's a great career, especially if you do it together over the road.
Yeah, you can just stack money.
And just, there's YouTube channels on there, couples on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I hope I helped you a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe give you some hope.
Yeah, actually, because I didn't even know where to start with that.
Oh, I can help you with that. Don't worry. I'm gonna give you my contact information.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care.